So why isn't that also a problem with 8 eyes? So there's overlap of
Sure.
what the different cameras are
Yeah.
seeing, and there's going to be different refraction, reflection,
Yeah. It is.
different all kinds of things. So
No, it is. It
okay,
is. It's just that it is. It's just that somebody has said, well, it's better to have a field of view of 360 degrees by virtue of 8 cameras than it has better than to have 120 degrees on 1 or 2 cameras,
right.
like human eyes. So yeah, that problem is there. It's just that how many of these problems do you want to tackle?
I see. So this is like adding just one more problem.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you're absolutely right. If you've ever seen, just to simplify it, if you've ever seen these 3D overhead views, like in my Rivian has this incredible overhead view of the car.
yeah, yeah.
That's a fusion of the cameras, and you see that readily when you open the door of one of the. You see, whoa, it distorts it, but
Yeah.
otherwise, it looks like you literally have a drone overhead, and it's beautiful and it's perfect. And they've had to build that fusion algorithm, right? So yes, you do have that problem, Randy. It's just how many more problems like that do you want to have, especially if you're adding another modality? Because if you have 8 cameras, there's still cameras, and
Right.
all the input data is of the same
Right.
classification and category and frequency and so forth. If you're moving into LiDAR now, you've got a completely different kind of data set.
Right.
So the other interesting thing about LiDAR is that when you bring it in to your organization, a good engineering organization, just like the camera, will want to strip back to literally the photon, or they'll basically want to, like, the vendor will produce a system. If it's sourced from a vendor, they'll want to produce a system that kind of is a coded system that interprets the data and gives their idea of people familiar with Mobileye in camera space understand this. It's like they want to add value as a vendor, because if it was just stripped down to no value, then you could swap vendors quite readily, right? So one of the problems you have when you source something like this is you're fighting with the vendor
Mm.
in a pretty serious kind of way, to kind of suggest to the vendor you don't want their code.
Mm.
You guys, we are capable as an engineering organization to go at the raw data,
Mm.
and that's a fight they don't want to give in, because they've got lock-in
Mhm.
if you use their APIs. And so, especially with a LiDAR system, like you may think, oh, that's true of cameras as well, but it's much less so, because the cameras are so, it's almost like a horizontal technology at this point,
Mhm.
right? I mean, obviously, Tesla's using some pretty special kinds of ways of getting those photons in, and that are not like human vision spectrum kind of stuff.
Sure.
But LiDAR is a whole different thing. It's an industry by very specific vendors who want to protect that industry, and so they're going to give you the system. And then what happens is, if you fail to get past their APIs and get down to the hardware layer, then you're going to be rabbit holing on a build versus buy. You're going to be saying, why don't we just go build our own? And capable engineering organizations can in fact build their own. I mean,
Sure. Sure.
but because if we don't build our own, we lose control.